If there's one thing about YouTube, it's that I get told time and time, and time and time, and time, and time, and time and time, and time, and time, that all I ever do here on my channel is defend the PC. But when I ask these people, show me the video, show me all these videos of me defending the PC, nobody can really prove anything now, can they? First off, you need to know the difference between an education and a defense. Me saying that the PC can run games in higher than 1080p is a fact. It is a fact. You cannot argue it. You cannot refute it. You cannot dispute it. It is not damage control. It is not a defense. It is a fact. Now, an Xbox fanboy saying those things don't matter and saying that 900p and 30 frames per second is okay, well, that is damage control. That is damage control. That is defending people. That is excusing something because it doesn't exist. See the difference now? And let me start by saying this, people. Before you complain about all the technology I'm about to speak on about, know that you console fanboys have been arguing over this since, blast processing in the 16-bit era. Yeah, you guys have been arguing about technology and specs since the dawn of time. Tablet controllers on the Wii U, DirectX 12, cloud, features that have existed on the PC for well over a decade that you're now just getting. Connect. Oh, screenshots. Yeah, people, screenshots. I mean, hell, the Xbox fans talk so much about features, but last generation, they completely dismissed the PlayStation 3's ability to play Blu-ray movies. Talking about, oh, well, you know, if I wanted to watch Blu-ray movies, I would just go buy a Blu-ray player. Oh, man. How times have changed. But hey, this video is going to be about why I think console fanboys shouldn't game on a PC. Not that they should, but they should not. Yeah, you heard me. Console fanboys, hear what I'm saying right now. Reasons why you should not game on a PC. Enjoy. Now, contrary to belief, the PC has a lot of freedom when you game on it. You can set your resolutions, you can set your frame rates, your level of detail, your online services, your online stores. You don't need that. You don't want that. You should rather have, Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo dictate to what you can do. Why should you have the freedom? You don't want that. It's too complicated for your peasant mind to understand. It's much more easy and much more simplistic for them to decide what is better for you than for you to decide what is better for you yourself as a gamer. Now, upgrading. Upgrading is pointless. Why would anybody ever want to upgrade anything? You want to buy something and be able to play it for a decade and not have it change whether technology passes it by or not. You don't want a new phone. You don't want a new car. You don't want a new laptop. You don't want a new tablet. When you buy things in life, you just buy them to have them and for them to last. You don't ever want anything new. You don't want anything to be up to the standards of today's technology, so upgrading is completely pointless. I mean, look at me. I built a computer in the end of 2010. I just now upgraded it in the beginning of 2015. I got a GTX 970, and as you can see in this game that I am playing right now, that my card completely dominates it. Now, why would you want that? I mean, who would want the flexibility of increased hardware and interchangeable parts and things like that? That is not something you want. It is better for somebody else to decide for you and for what you to have because you can't handle intellectually choosing something that you would want to have yourself. Nvidia PhysX, that's another thing you console fanboys don't need because you guys run on AMD, so you don't even have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about the new Batman game being gimped and missing a heavily used feature in it because, well, on your consoles, you won't have that now, will you? Customization. Who needs customization? After all, you have DirectX 12, you have Connect, you have tablet controllers, you can take screenshots. Why would you want the freedom to use custom servers, custom mods, changing your resolutions, having abilities to control your games? And yeah, you don't want any of that. That's just things that you don't need to worry about. You just want to come home, play your game and play in the environment they set up for you as opposed to you setting up for yourself. And as a part of customization, let's talk about the use of any input. I mean, I can use an arcade stick, I could use, hell, a dance pad, PlayStation 2 controllers, GameCube controllers, Dreamcast, Xbox, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. But all that is very complicated and very, how should I say, decision-making orientated. I know how you console fanboys are indecisive, so rather than being able to choose the controller you're able to use, just use whatever Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo give to you. Do you like games on the Xbox but like a DualShock controller? Well, I'm sorry, you can't do anything about that, really, can you? Do you like it and vice versa? Well, I really don't think you can do much about that either. I mean, you can spend extra money to buy peripherals to do that, but I keep forgetting that, you know, only on PC are you able to buy extra stuff, and, you know, you console gamers, you don't like buying extra stuff, even though you like paying for online and things of that nature. But, yeah, forget the flexibility of controls and other input devices. Yeah, you don't need that. But, moving on to graphics, I mean, PC has the best graphics, and as a console gamer, you don't want that because it's all about the gameplay. It's all about the gameplay. And if you're too focused and concentrated on superior graphics and 1080p or 1440p or 1600p, or if you are among the elite of the elite, 4K, at max settings the graphics are so amazing and so buttery smooth, and the frame rates are at 60 frames per second or higher, that you are unable to concentrate on the game because your monitor, your screen, your TV, your display, it will actually hypnotize you and draw you away from the actual game because the graphics, they just override your sensory perception, and they make it so that you concentrate more on looking at the game as opposed to actually playing the game. So yeah, you don't want good graphics. Good graphics is something that you do not want to have. Now, speaking of apps, there's a program called the Flawless Widescreen App. As we all know, that there are games that the developers, they will make, and the field of view is so damn small that you feel like you are playing with a bucket or a cardboard box overhead. You cannot see things on either side of you. The field of view is too small. But what this application does is, if a game on PC doesn't allow you to increase the field of view, you can manually do it yourself. But you don't really want that either. Why would you want to see more of your game? Why would you want to see a more widescreen view of your game, to see more of the surrounding areas of your game? You don't want to see that. You want to see your character up close. You want to have the camera right on his back. You don't want to see anything around you. You don't want to see the environments. You want to see the character. You want to feel like you are the character. You want to feel like you are the game. That way, when your character turns around, you can see everything about him. I mean, who wants to see things around? You just want to see the character and the graphics and the facial hair and all that good stuff. And backwards compatibility and emulation. I mean, we hear all the time about how we don't like backwards compatibility, that, you know, once one generation ends and another begins, get out with the old, in with the new. But hell, we have backwards compatibility on the PC. We have emulation on the PC. We can go back and play games from the regular Nintendo on consoles all the way up pretty much to the last generation. Backwards compatibility through so many games. But why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be able to play regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, Saturn, Game Boy, whatever? Why would you want to have backwards compatibility to go back and play games like MechWarrior 2, the original Doom, all those games? I mean, yeah, you're not missing out at all. Who cares, right? The legacy of your consoles as a whole does not mean anything. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Cheaper games. Cheaper games. I mean, you can get these games much cheaper on the PC, but again, why? The fact that PC gamers can get their games cheaper just means that they don't make as much money in the real. It just means that they're more poor and more broke despite being able to afford hardware in excess of $1,000. I mean, you talk about how you like consoles because they're cheaper and more convenient, even though you end up paying vastly much more for your games, but that just goes to prove to you, as a console gamer, that you've gone through life more educated and with more job opportunities, that you earn more money, that you can contribute more to the gaming industry, despite going to GameStop and despite having $2 billion in revenue for them buying and selling and trading used games. There you have it. And the PC, I believe it has the bigger and the biggest indie scene in gaming. Console gamers, I mean, they're about a decade and a half late when it comes to indie games, but hey, don't fret. I mean, it is better late than never. And we all know that indie games weren't ever anything until they started coming on consoles anyway, right? I mean, the last 5, 10, 15 years of indie games on PC, yeah, who cares about that? It's not about then, it's about right now. And again, indie games are good because, you know, all that was ever there was indie games on PC, but now they're on consoles. Oh, we don't like them really much because the PlayStation 4 has too many of them. But then again, we like indie games because they don't screw us like the majority of AAA titles. But then again, I mean, hey, when it comes to indie games, you console peasants, you console fanboys, you can make up your own mind. Because I don't even know where you stand when it comes to indie games, but wherever you stand, you can stand. Largest selection of games and largest selection of exclusives. Again, you don't need to have many games. You don't need to have many options and choices. You don't need to have many options, selections to exclusives. I mean, hell, consoles have less. I mean, sure, consoles have less selection of games and they have genres that are completely missing, like MOBA, RTS, strategy, grand strategy, pretty much MMO. But then again, you know what? Forget that. PC is missing games like 2010's Red Dead Redemption, and they still haven't got Grand Theft Auto 5. PC is missing a couple games where consoles, you're missing about 6 or 7 complete genres. But, you know, I would trade you 6 or 7 complete genres for 2 games. Those 2 games, you know, they mean a lot more. I mean, like I said, having the biggest selection of games and having more critically acclaimed exclusives on all the consoles combined, that's nothing to really be proud of, because when it comes down to it, we want our Marios, we want our Zeldas, we want our Halos, we want our Uncharted, we want all the Last of Us, we want all those games that are I don't know, are they out yet? Where they at though? I'm not sure, but moving on. Fan-made projects like Streets of Rage version 5 and the Super Mario Brothers crossover. I would brag about these and say these are awesome blasts of the past, let you relive things, and it's fun that, you know, the gaming community can come together as a whole and make and create things, but these are just bastardizations of the actual in-game developers' designs and creations. These are abominations and they should not ever be played. They shouldn't. You should support the main developer, and if people and fans want to make fan-made games that are fun or even better than the original games, then you probably shouldn't play them at all. I don't think you should play them at all. You shouldn't. If you want to play the original game, play the original game. And that goes for mods too. You shouldn't be playing games like Left 4 Dead on 16-player servers. You shouldn't be playing on custom servers with your own custom rules. You shouldn't be allowed to make mods for Skyrim or Oblivion that, you know, generate thousands upon thousands of extra hours of content. You shouldn't be able to make mods that increase the graphics, performance, or multi-screen capability, or make things different, or change the game how you want to play it. You shouldn't have these options. You should buy the game and play the game as it is. If you don't like the game as it is, then you shouldn't buy the game. People making mods and changing the game is not how the developers intended the game to be made. So if you want to play a game, you need to play it as it is. If you want to download 4K texture packs or increased graphical mods or DirectX 11 or DirectX 13 or DirectX 16, or you want to download Dragon Ball Z skins or fly around like a Saiyan in Skyrim or play as Iron Man in the Avengers or things like that, or create your own custom maps in games like Unreal, Call of Duty, or Counter-Strike, or Team Fortress, bad. Bad, bad, bad. The developers did not intend for you to do that. They do not want you to do that. And if you want extra content, then you damn well better pay for it on DLC with $15 map packs. I'm tired of that. You're letting PC gamers kill the industry by providing free tools and free things for gamers across the world. Bad. Games like Dota should not exist because they were created from mods. Games like Counter-Strike should not exist because they were created by mods. Day of Defeat 2, that game should not exist. Bad. Be a man, get a job, buy your DLC. Bad. Free online. Now, this one can be topic of many controversies. But once again, console gamers are better educated, went to better schools, graduated from better colleges, and have better jobs. So paying for online, paying $50 and $60 a year to have online that can constantly go down and crash, or that has less features than online integrated Steam, or what PC has had for the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, just goes to show that console gamers are better. You have more money and you're able to contribute more to the industry. Despite that, PC gaming makes more revenue than all consoles generated combined. Forget that. You, by paying to play online, are showing the industry that you are dedicated enough to pay for something that is free and superior elsewhere. And that you should pay for it because you want to support it and you want to keep these companies in business. And by you yearly or monthly or residually paying for this online service, you are telling Sony, you are telling Microsoft that you are a very dedicated fan. You are telling them that you are very loyal and a very passionate gamer, even if that means that you spend more time on Google Plus Hangouts and Skype than actually playing your damn games themselves. Hey, don't let these PC fanboys get on you. They are cheap. They are poor. They play online for free. They buy their games for cheaper. You buy your games for full price. You buy your games at a more expensive price. You pay to play online. And not only that, you pay to play despite your online services going down on the routine. That is a true gamer. That is a hardcore gamer. That is dedication. And coming down to the end of it, longevity with online communities. PC gamers, they have, 30 million people on Hearthstone, 27 million people on League of Legends, 10 million or so on World of Warcraft. God knows how many they got on Dota. God knows how many are still on games like World of Warcraft or Counter-Strike Source or PlanetSide. But why would you want to keep playing the same game for so long? Play your game for a month or two, trade it into GameStop, and then move on. Console gamers are different. We buy a game, we play a game, we move on. PC gamers seem to be stuck in the past, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, and they keep playing the same game over and over and over. I'm sorry. PC gamers, you need to move on. Nobody cares about your old games anymore. It's on the newer, better, longer things. Who cares about your long-standing communities and your communities that generate competitive esports or whatever they're called, that generate 1 million? That nobody cares. Nobody cares. We buy our games, we play them for a month, the game becomes a ghost town on console, we trade them in, and we move on. Nobody cares about your decade-long communities online. Nobody cares. Get over it. And finally, the PC has the ability to buy games from, Steam, GOG, Amazon, CDKeyprices.com, your choices of other retailers, whatever. Me, myself, I don't really buy most of my games on Steam. I get my keys for cheaper elsewhere. But, that's more complicated. I have to go to Google. I have to go to CDKeyprices.com. That gives me an entire list of prices for any game I want. And it takes a while to find the exact right price I want to buy from. It could take, 30 seconds to a minute. Whereas you, on a console, you just go to the eShop or the PlayStation Store or the Microsoft Xbox Marketplace, and you only have one place to buy the game. You don't have to compare prices. You don't have to go through different stores or different channels or Amazon or things like that. You just go and you buy it right off the console's online store. And sure, you might have to pay 60 or 50 or 40 or the highest price possible, but that is the convenience of having to buy the game from one spot. You pay an extra $15 more to not have to take the time to look and compare for the cheaper price. And you can't put a price on that, people. You can't. Convenience is everything. So, all in all, I mean, if people want to say I'm defending the PC all the time, here's my video. I'm right here. This is it. If you want to tell me that I'm defending the PC all the time, I will link you this video of me right here defending and damage controlling for the PC. Because these are all reasons why you should not game on a PC. And nobody can argue with me against it. If you still want to game on a PC after watching this video, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, look on YouTube, look on Twitter, look at the gaming community that we're in as a whole. People are mistakenly not buying Wii U's, mistakenly not buying PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones. People are always trying to build a new PC or coming to me, what should I buy? I mean, you got Rev, he's coming back into the PC fold. TKK, the King Kendrick, he just came to me, he spent $2,000 on a PC, and I'm like, why? Why are you leaving consoles and coming to the PC? So many are leaving consoles, coming to the PC, and I don't see anybody going from PC to console. I mean, I just don't get it. Real hardcore gamers, you know, they stay on consoles. They don't go to PC. There's no reason. There is no reason. So I'm going to close out this video, and I hope you got an education today. This is not damage control. I've been stating complete facts. So if you're thinking about getting a gaming PC, I want you to think long and hard about it before you do, because it really might not be the best idea for you. You want something that is more simple, more streamlined, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Basic.